younger, to travel with my father through Europe to see family.
Yeah.
But even then, like, just going to different countries on your own, not only, like, you're kind of delving away from expectations that you have at home, right?
Right.
So you have all these expectations of who you're supposed to be. And then when you travel abroad, those expectations kind of disappear. And then you start asking yourself questions like, who am I really? What do I really want to do?
What's up, people? Welcome back to People That Travel, where I interview people around the world and they explain to us why is it that they left their hometown, how is it living abroad away from their home place, how are they making money, what are the downfalls, are they happy, was it a good decision? I'm not sure, but today we have a great interview because I have a brother, basically. I don't meet a lot of Spanglish-speaking people, but Nico here, he speaks Spanish and English, so... And you're from America.
Exactly.
And he's been traveling the world for the past 5 years. Graduated from college, did his degree, and he said, fuck this, I'm leaving. So I'm really excited to hear all the stuff that you've gone through because we've kind of gone through the same paths, same countries and stuff.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Yeah, so give us a little bit a background of where you come from, bro, who you are, and what you're doing here.
So, to start off with, my name's Nicolas Hernandez, the full name.
Right,
so
Nicolas
already
Hernandez.
in the last name, apellidos Hernandez. So,
Hernandez, claro.
So, mi abuelo, my grandfather is from Spain, from Catalonia, and my father is French. So that's kind of like, my mother's American, so I have a little bit of a
That's why you're so attractive,
mixture.
bro. This guy, look at him. Right? You, man, seriously, you look so white, bro. I would have never guessed you spoke Spanish. I was impressed.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's a little bit of the background, right? Yeah, I grew up in the States, grew up in South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
Why don't you have that South Carolinian accent like a...
I mean, I can pull it off if you want to.
Oh, snap. Okay. Yeah. You do have it.
Yeah, well, when I go back home, it comes out a little bit.
Does
So,
it?
yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
that's so funny.
But yeah, I grew up in the South. I would go to Europe every year to go visit family.
Right.
I just grew up in the South, finished high school, and went to college at Clemson University. And then, like you said, once I was done with college, I was like, dude, fuck this, I'm getting out.
Yeah. So, because you studied landscaping, right?
Yeah, landscape architecture. Yep,
okay.
That's it.
And then why did you decide to leave? Did you find a job outside of the United States, or you just went and traveled to go abroad?
I literally
to take a year off or something like that.
Yeah, so I literally had no plans. I just met one of my dad's friends' brothers. Lives in Australia and went to Australia with a working holiday visa. Growing up in the South, I never really heard about that because people don't travel much in the South, right?
And I think it's a great opportunity for people as well.
Yeah.
Working holiday visa in Australia is great if you're an American, Canadian.
Dude.
It's so fun too.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah, dude, it was a blast to say the least.
So you went straight to Melbourne, you said?
Yeah, I went straight to Melbourne for a bit. Didn't even know the backpacking culture was a thing.
Right, of course.
Like I went there, I stayed with a friend for a week and a half.
Yeah.
And then
were you a bit concerned or like worried? Or have you gone abroad by yourself like this before?
Yeah, so I did a semester abroad in Barcelona. And that's
oh my God.
Es por eso que tengo el acento. That's why I've got the accent. So but yeah, so I went to Barcelona for 4 months when I was in college, and like I said, I would travel with my dad when I was younger, and I'd go to Paris for the summers, like just on my own when I was a little older. So I was used to kind of like just being on my own abroad. So yeah.
Okay. And then how long were you in Australia for?
Australia, about 10 months.
Okay. What did you do over there?
Dude,
financially to survive, because it's so expensive, dude. In Australia, you got to, as soon as you arrive, you need to start working.
Well, dude, that's the thing. Like originally, I had this idea, like, because I studied landscape architecture, I was like, oh, I want to be a landscape architect in Melbourne, and I'm gonna find, I'm gonna find an apartment and kind of settle, and then I met the backpacking like community, and then I traveled around Southeast Asia for a bit.
Oh yeah, of course, bro.
And then I ran out of money.
Yeah.
Shit started hitting the fan, and. And then I went to...
so, for the 5 years, how long were you in Australia?
So just 10 months.
10 months, okay.
Yeah, so then I was working there doing landscaping.
Oh, so you did
Yeah.
the job as a
Yeah,
landscaper.
yeah. So I was working mainly doing landscaping, not landscape architecture.
Okay,
There's
okay.
a little bit of difference there.
Yeah, big
Yeah, one's design and one's the implementation, right?
which
One's
is not
like,
so fun.
yeah, it's all right. I
Yeah,
enjoy
yeah.
like getting my hands dirty, but
No,
you know,
and
it's
you
not
have
something.
to. And I'm sure
yeah.
you learned a lot, bro.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And it's well paid over there. Oh, well paid.
Well, dude, that was the thing, is that it was well paid. I could save up and I could travel
How
from
much
there.
did you get paid over there, if you don't mind me asking, doing that?
Yeah, I got like 25 an hour.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then when I
exactly.
worked on union jobs, because they've got strong unions
Yeah.
in Australia, it was like $38 an hour.
Wow, that's crazy.
So
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, so it's
And
good.
so you saved up, yeah, because I think that's a good thing to do. You know, go to Australia for a year, work, save a lot of money because it's possible,
Yeah.
and then go live in Asia and
Dude.
just have a ball.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people do.
Everyone does
yeah.
that, bro.
Yeah,
That's it.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, and then so after Australia, where did you go? So you saved up for 10 months, and then you said, I'm going to go and
Yeah,
explore.
yeah. So I ended up going to Malaysia for 2 months.
Wow, Malaysia. I
yeah.
don't hear a lot about Malaysia.
Yeah, so I didn't really spend too much time in mainland.
Yeah.
I was in Kuala Lumpur for a few days, but mostly I spent all my time in Borneo.
Okay.
And Borneo is like I think it's the second or the third largest island in the world.
Wow.
And it's really known for its biodiversity. So you've got the top half or the top third, that's Malaysia. Then the bottom is Indonesia, and then a little sliver at the top is Brunei.
Wow.
Yeah, so I
wow.
spent a lot of time like doing kind of jungle treks and scuba
cool.
diving in
That's
Borneo. So
cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
and some volunteer work. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. And then after that, you were from Malaysia. Where did you go?
after that, Germany. So I was in Germany for like a year.
Oh,
yeah,
You flipped hard.
yeah.
What made you go to Germany? Oh, do you have a UK passport? I'm sorry.
No, I've got a French
European
passport. I've got a French passport, so it made the process a lot easier, right?
Wow.
So
you have you have the best passport.
I was very lucky. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I had the girl I was seeing at that time was German. We met in Australia, and
right.
that brought me to Germany, and it was a great experience. I learned German.
Wow, bro.
So
That's great.
yeah, I loved it.
How long did you live in Germany?
On and off for about a year and 8 months.
And what did you do there?
First, I did some landscaping just to start off.
Really? Wow.
Just because, like, the girl I was seeing at the time, like, her family knew a landscaping company. So I worked for about 4 months doing that.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then after that, I worked for a company that does decorations for the cruise line industry. So yeah, it was a kind of a weird niche there. But, yeah, it was all right.
Bro, yeah, and that's what I tell people. I think sometimes planning too much is unnecessary because you don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. Look at you, all the stuff that you've done.
Dude, yeah.
It's crazy. That's great, man. Okay, and so Germany. How was living in Germany? How was the culture? Did you get accustomed to it?
Yeah, it's
I heard it's really fun, bro. I heard
Dude,
the people, I love
yeah.
German people. They're the funnest. But they say in their country they're not the same. But outside,
Oh, outside, yeah, I would definitely say that. So
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ones
yeah.
who travel are a little different than the ones who are staying in Germany.
right, yeah.
So living in Germany was great. Germans tend to be a little. They're a little more reserved. It's not like in the South of the U.S. Everybody's like, "Oh, hey, y'all," like very
Yeah.
open and stuff. But it's usually like it's easier to get to know people in the South. But then it's harder to make really good friends, if that makes sense,
because
right?
then everyone's the same. Like, you can't really tell which are the good ones.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So, like,
Yeah.
but in Germany, it's like exactly the opposite, right?
Right,
People are
right.
usually a little more reserved. Depends on where you are. If you're in Berlin,
Yeah.
maybe it's probably different.
But as an expat, everyone's nice to you.
Yeah, exactly. So I was living in a small village, though. So
Oh, cool. And so were you living with her family?
Yeah, I was.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
awesome, dude. So what happened with the relationship?
It's just we had different ideas of what we wanted to do
Yeah.
with life. She was wanting to settle down,
Stay in Germany,
and her parents own like a really good, well-established German restaurant.
Of course.
That's been in the family for generations, right? So she wanted to kind of continue that legacy, and
And you
I
can't-
was wanting to travel around.
Yeah, of
We just
course,
had
yeah.
we both came to the conclusion
know.
that was kind of it.
That's probably
but-
the toughest part about traveling. Meeting so
Yeah.
many beautiful people that you really make good connections with, but the lifestyle that we're living, it's impossible to.
Dude,
to
yeah,
maintain.
unless you find somebody who's
Who's willing to do the same?
doing exactly the same thing, you know what I
Hey,
mean?
girls,
So,
where
like-
you at? Send us some DMs, you know? Yeah, for real. I agree with you.
nah, for real.
Yeah, damn.
But-
okay, and then after that, you went back to Asia, or
No. So, well, in between Germany, so I was in Germany for a year,
Yeah.
and then I was like, I've had too much of the 9 to 5. went to Malaysia for 4 months to do a marine biology course and volunteer work doing scuba diving. So we would restore coral reefs on this small island.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool. How did you find that? Just on the internet?
Yeah, well, that's what, when I was in Australia,
Yeah.
I found a volunteer place in Malaysia. So when I went to Malaysia for the 2 months, I
that
went
was
there for
part of
2
it.
weeks.
Okay,
Yeah, and that's where I learned how to scuba dive.
Wow, that's cool, man.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
And then I just, they told me they had a marine biology course, and I was like, dude, yeah, let's go. So I was there for 4 months, and yeah, dude, it was
That's
awesome.
cool, man.
Yeah.
That's cool, bro. Damn. Are you still doing anything with that?
No, that was just kind of like a one time, like just doing.
Just experience.
I just wanted to learn about marine biology. It was
Yeah.
really interesting, and
It's not
yeah,
something
it
you
was
want
a
to pursue, like.
I mean, I could always like
Maybe.
jump back in a project or two, but it's maybe not something I'm going to do for the rest of my life, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
well,
It's fun. No, I agree
yeah.
with you. I agree with you, bro. I
Yeah.
love scuba diving. It's so fun, dude.
oh, dude, it's
It's the best.
dude,
it's
it's
the feeling you can't get.
oh
from
man,
anything
yeah,
else.
it's like it's
know?
the closest to being in space, like
Yeah,
being weightless,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
So-
exactly. And I feel like I'm really just within myself.
Yeah. Oh, it's super relaxing because if you guys haven't been scuba diving, it's literally like. It's like meditation
Yeah,
because you have to breathe slowly so you can conserve, your
Yeah,
air,
yeah.
and it's just
Isn't
it's
that-
such a calming experience.
It's fucking-
Unless you're doing
yeah.
it for the first time, and then it can be a little freaky because you never,
Yeah.
had to breathe underwater before. So, yeah.
Okay, and then when did your journey get to Asia? Because right now, for the people we haven't told you, we're in Da Nang, Vietnam.
Yep.
Um,
Dang.
So when did you get back to Asia?
So after Malaysia for 4 months,
Yeah.
I went back to Germany,
Yeah.
and then I went to the States to go visit family. Then I went to Ecuador for a friend's wedding.
Right.
And then I went to go
Wow.
work on the Bahamas on one of the cruise ships.
No way.
And then in Europe
Oh
for a
my
bit.
God, bro.
Just for like that was about like a 3 month period,
Right.
4 month period. Then I went to New Zealand for 10 months at another working holiday visa.
Right.
And then after that, I came to Asia, Vietnam. And I got here literally right before the first lockdown, March 3rd of this year. So,
Right.
yeah.
Holy crap, dude. You have been everywhere. That's crazy.
yeah.
So, more than anyone, you can explain to us and compare the life here to everywhere in the world that you've been to.
Yeah.
I want to dive in deep into that for sure. But so you arrived to Vietnam when the lockdown happened. A lot of the problem, I think, here in Asia is like, how are you going to make your money?
Yeah.
Because like in Australia, you can find a job as a bartender or as a waiter, and you'll get decent money. You can make
Yeah.
decent living. But here, it's not as easy. I mean, you can do English teaching, but a lot of people also want to focus online, which I think is the best way to do it.
Yeah.
If you want to live this lifestyle, I think to start working, doing something on the internet.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
and that's what you're working on as well. You're on yourself, right?
Yeah.
So tell me, what are you doing here in Vietnam? How have you established your business? Because you're a personal trainer here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So essentially, like I told you, like I've been traveling for a couple years now, and it's been a lot of kind of the backpacking lifestyle. Working on one place, doing something I'm not necessarily passionate about, but just to get some money.
Yeah.
Coming to Vietnam was actually the start of my journey of moving, creating a business and moving it online, right?
Right.
And I've been working out myself and training with friends and family for almost at least 8 years now.
Right. Yeah.
And it's something I'm actually really passionate about.
Of course.
Yeah,
I can
and
tell.
I just
I can tell.
and I just said like, you know what, let's make it into a career.
Right.
I'll move to Vietnam. I'll get a business started.
Wow. So is this the first time that you start a business in fitness?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow,
yeah,
that's
I
crazy.
didn't start a business at all. Like I've
Yeah.
never had my own business, right? So
Right,
this was
right.
a huge, just like
Cool. Cool.
turning point in
Right,
life, right?
right.
So
Interesting. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
And so here, because we talked about this, we're in Da Nang, Vietnam, which is it's not a big city. There's not a lot of people with a lot of money. It's not
Yeah.
like Saigon or
Yeah.
Hanoi where there's a lot of money where people have that to spend. So it's very limited. How did you find your clients? I found that really interesting what you said.
yeah, so I mean, at
How did you find
first,
your first clients here? Because you're here. Did you go and network with people? Did you do it online?
yeah, truthfully, like here because I wasn't, I didn't know anybody, right? There was no word of mouth because I wasn't known. So what I had to do was just, I did some Facebook ads, and that way it was a way to kind of like jumpstart it, right?
Right,
Obviously,
yeah,
that
yeah.
costs money,
Yeah,
but doing it for a few
How much were you
days.
spending per day? Do you remember?
What I had a few different ads going,
Yeah.
so it was like, it was probably like anywhere from $10 to $20 a day, and I did it for about
Wow.
for about like 3 or 4 days, right?
Yeah, you can get decent reach with that.
Yeah. So I did, and I got
great.
a first few clients that way, and I paid that back off like
Of
within
course.
within the first month, right?
Yeah.
Within the first 2 weeks, sorry. So it was definitely worth the investment. I tried the ads later, and it didn't work as well.
Right.
But at first, it was definitely like a good way to kind of like
Of course.
push myself into the market, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. No, that's good. That's good, man. Okay, and so you've been in Da Nang for, because you've been to Saigon as well. You were in Saigon for 2 months.
2 months, yeah.
Yeah.
And most of it was in lockdown though.
Was in lockdown. Okay, so it
Yeah.
doesn't really count.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Unfortunately.
then you moved to Da Nang.
Yeah, and then I moved to Da Nang afterwards. I was like, yeah, you know what? I need some nature.
Yeah,
Heard Da
yeah.
Nang was pretty cool, and yeah, I was
Yeah.
only supposed to be here 5 weeks, and
Wow.
I'm
and you
here
ended up
in
staying
7 months.
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God,
So,
7
like,
months. That's
yeah.
great. Okay. And how's your life here in Da Nang? How do you feel?
It's good. It's
I mean,
good.
besides the weather right now, the past 2 months it's been raining. There's a rainy season here.
Yep.
So wouldn't recommend staying here during this time. But the rest of the year, man, when I was here, it was fantastic. The tan
Dude,
I
it's-
had
yeah.
was next level, bro.
Yeah.
It
No,
was
it's definitely
sunny
like
days every day.
yeah, and so like that's the nice thing about it is that there's a little bit for everyone, right? So there is a strong expat community here,
very strong,
and there's a lot of like going out, right?
Yeah.
But you don't necessarily have to. I don't necessarily do that much.
Yeah.
I don't like to be surrounded by cigarette smoke or drinking too much. You know, it's just
Yeah.
like. I know, typical for a
Sloppiness.
personal trainer, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I know,
yeah.
You're not gonna
you know,
find clients
I'm
there.
guilty, you know, like shit. But there's also like it's you have the proximity to the beach. You got the mountains. So everything's super
There's
close.
a lot of
so you
outdoor
can
stuff, bro.
absolutely. So like, if you're not into that, there's obviously being able to go out and go off on adventures. You got the high van pass, like
Yeah, dude.
and go
Yeah.
kayaking and stuff.
Yeah,
so it's
and there's so many beautiful places around here, like Banana Hills. Is it called?
Oh, Bana Hills, Bana Hills. Yeah.
There's so many stuff out here.
Dude, I haven't even been there yet.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
neither, but I heard it's fantastic.
Yeah.
The hand, bro.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of stuff, and here I'm more inclined to be outdoors when it's sunny.
Yeah.
And also everything here, what I really like is that it's easy to get from point A to point B.
Yeah. I mean, the city
On the
isn't.
scooter, like there's not that much traffic.
Dude, traffic's not that bad unless you
No.
go over the river, and then even compared to like Hanoi or Saigon, I mean, it's nothing, right? So like,
nothing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's super easy to get around. I mean, Da Nang, it's like a big, small city, right? I mean, there's like
Yeah.
how many people live here? Like a little over 1 million, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, it's great variety, and you also get to see a lot of the Vietnamese culture here.
Yeah.
And the food, man, I really like the food here. The food here is amazing.
Dude,
and
yeah, it's
the value for money that you get here is the best I have seen in Vietnam, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. That is the nice thing that it is. Da Nang is like I mean, I haven't been everywhere through Vietnam, so
Yeah.
Take this with a grain of salt,
Right,
right? But
yeah.
it's the cheapest like big city that from what I've heard.
Right, yeah.
In,
So, for
in
example,
Vietnam,
right
right
now, you say you live just down here, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a studio apartment, I'm guessing?
It's like it's studio, but it's split with a glass kind of
Right,
door.
yeah,
So
okay.
it's kind of like 1 bedroom studio, kind
yeah,
of like a
one
mix,
bedroom.
right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And how much do you pay there?
So that's 5 million dong per month,
Wow.
and then with electricity, I'm not really using AC because we don't really need to right now.
Not right now, yeah. With
So
the fan,
it's-
you're good.
dude. So
It's
like literally, it's
600,
gonna be like
700, something like that.
yeah. So it's literally gonna be 5.5 to 6 mil a
Yeah,
month,
a month.
and that's less than $300.
Yeah, bro. That has
That's
to be
300
nothing,
USD.
bro.
I think
Yeah.
that's like because 5 mil is about 200 USD a month
Yeah.
for a month, and it's a nice apartment, and it's got a
Yeah.
nice rooftop.
No,
and-
it's great, bro. It's
Yeah.
close to the beach. You have this cafe here right in front of you.
Yeah.
Dude, you got places to work.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think this has to be one of the top digital nomad spots that not a lot of people know about.
Yeah, no,
Because-
absolutely.
And I love Da Nang. I really do, bro. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. That's great, man. That's great. And what do you eat here? Do you cook?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah?
So also guilty as
Yeah.
charged, personal trainer. So I do a lot of meal plans, meal
yeah.
prep, right?
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, I'm also not like stuck up with like just doing meal plans.
Of
I will
course.
go out, and I really like the local cuisine. So
Right.
there's this good place like right beside where I'm living is a gum dum place, which is it's a Saigon dish that's broken rice
Right.
with this kind of barbecued pork and egg, and so it's really really
what?
good. Yeah, dude. So
You gotta take me, bro.
oh yeah,
What?
no, we'll go,
What
we'll
the
go. But it's and it's super cheap. I mean, it's like you can get it for like 55K, right? So that's like
Oh my god.
you know what I
bro.
mean? It's like
That's
$2.50, right?
$2, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's too cheap, man.
Yeah.
No, here it's insane. I probably like work way less and save a lot more than when I was in Australia.
Oh,
living here.
absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy. And so where do you get your food from to cook? Do you go to the markets and stuff?
Oh, there's literally like right over here. There's a local market.
Yeah,
And I just go over there. I can speak very little. Chút chút tiếng Việt. Yeah, very little. And with that, at least I can kind of like get around a little bit with like numbers and stuff, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like, yeah, I'll just go to the local market, buy my fruit and veg, and even the meat there is fine. A lot of people kind of get scared. I was a little scared of buying meat at one of the local markets,
yeah,
but
'cause, it looks like it doesn't look like it's the most sanitary place.
yeah, but
it's fine, bro.
But dude, at the same time, like all the restaurants, that's where they're getting their meat, right? So like,
no.
but really, it's sanitary, it's fine,
And it's so cheap, bro. Like going out to eat is cheap. Cooking for yourself, it's way cheaper. Like it's what the hell,
dude. So I usually will eat 2 meals a day.
Yeah.
I eat 5 or 6 meals a day. And so 2 of those I make myself. And I was shopping and stuff, like just buying like produce and food, like at the local market. It cost me like 400K. That's like,
oh my god,
not even $20 for an entire week.
no way, dude.
So
for a whole week, bro, and you cook that much. That's crazy. That's amazing, man. That's amazing.
Yeah. So it's like,
No, here is. It's too good, man. I hope it doesn't go away.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
think we're good for now, at least. Yeah.
How long do you plan to stay in Vietnam? Do you have any plans to, or you just don't go?
I
You go
think
with the flow.
I'm just going with the flow, but
Yeah.
truthfully, like I'm wanting to really start the business, and
Yeah,
I want to
get
be
established.
established somewhere, right? It doesn't have to necessarily because I'm trying to go online, right? So,
Right.
But I'd like to have a little bit of a home base while I'm working on that,
Right,
and
right.
so I'll probably be here at least another 6 months to a year, especially with the situation going on. I mean, Vietnam is
It's
a nice place to be right now.
Safe,
so
bro.
like,
We really didn't get to see much of the coronavirus here.
Oh no,
it
it's crazy. Like what cases here were like not even 2,000, right? Like
Yeah,
so
it was
we've been
very
unbelievably
blessed.
lucky. Yeah, exactly.
I agree. Okay, have you dated Vietnamese girls or anything like that?
Vietnamese girls. When I first got here.
Yeah.
a little bit. And yeah, but what do you want to know?
Yeah. No, like how do you feel with Vietnamese girls? Like, what is it difficult? Because I don't know.
I think in Saigon it was a little easier,
Right,
just because it's an international city, right? So
Right.
people are a little more. I'm not saying this as like a. People are a little more educated in the sense that like
They speak
they're a little
English.
more open-minded, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
So
yeah.
because it's more international, it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
And it's
And
like
that's
if you go to the States and you go to a more rural area, people tend to be a little more conservative, and it's
Right, yeah.
So
yeah.
and here I think there are a little more conservative values when it comes to dating.
Dating, yeah,
So-
of course, and the culture, of course.
Yeah. So in Saigon, it was quite easy because the dating scene was a little more open-minded, right?
Yeah.
Whereas in an area maybe like Da Nang or a little more rural, it might be a little more difficult because there are those values that may not align exactly with like us, who
Right.
are probably a little more open-minded and have traveled a lot, and
Yeah.
because of
Yeah,
our
yeah.
lifestyles,
Yeah,
you know,
of course.
don't involve us, wanting to settle down and have kids.
Right, yeah, people are open to that. Yeah,
Yeah, so
no, I
it's-
agree with that, and that's something that struck me about Saigon is how everyone spoke English.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Seriously,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like even the taxi driver spoke English.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it was crazy. I also like that about Vietnam. Sometimes I don't feel like I'm that out in another country. I don't feel like such a foreigner because there's so many other expats or people that the English language has been well established here. I think. I was
Oh, yeah.
expecting to no one to speak English, but I rarely have any issues with people speaking English here.
Yeah, no. And even like, well, it obviously, it has quite a lot of French influence here.
Right,
And so
I
I've
didn't
been
know
able
that.
to speak like
What?
I used to. I've actually spoken French to a lot of Vietnamese here. Just
What?
like just the other, literally yesterday. What was it yesterday?
Yeah.
I think it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. I went off on a motorbike ride and had to get some gas
Yeah.
or petrol. Yeah, the guy just asked me just randomly like, "Oh, do you speak French?" And then we just started speaking French together.
No.
So
Oh, wow,
yeah,
that's
so there's
crazy.
still there's a decent amount of Vietnamese who actually speak French.
So wait, bro, you speak English, Spanish, French, and German?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Dude?
Yeah.
That's
I mean, my
crazy.
French and English are better than my Spanish and German.
Really?
So,
Also,
yeah.
your French is fluent.
Yeah,
Oh, your
yeah,
dad
it's
is
like,
French,
yeah.
Wow, that's great, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy, bro. That's good. That's really good, man. What's your favorite language to speak?
Truthfully, I don't think there's like a favorite, right? There's different.
Yeah.
There's
ways of
different
expressing yourself.
because like
Yeah.
there's German is very. I'm trying to think. It's very genau. It's very like that's a German word for like. It's very exact. It's very. There's a lot of rules in the language, but that's what makes it kind of beautiful. Is that you can. I don't know how to explain it, but it is like very structured, right?
Okay.
Whereas Spanish, it's almost like a dance, you know, like you can speak and people are very like animated, and you know, whenever you think about Latin culture, you go to Spain, you know, people are just like, oh, ¿qué tal todo bien? Dale, dale, beso, abrazos y todo eso, and like people are just very like, you know.
It's so true. You're right. Well, I never thought about it like that.
You know, because the language isn't just like the sound of the language; it's what the language brings, like the culture that it brings, right? And sometimes it depends. Like sometimes I like to have a little bit of this culture, right? This kind of like, you know, the Spanish kind of Latino culture.
Yeah. I see, bro. I see you. You always try to speak to me in Spanish. You love that Spanish. It's so
dude,
true,
I love it. I love it. So,
have you been to South America? Oh yeah, you went.
Yeah,
to
Ecuador.
Yeah,
That's the only place I've been.
Oh man, you have to go to Colombia,
dude.
Bro.
I was right on your doorstep, so I'll be there. I'll be there.
Yeah, bro.
But, yeah.
Man, that's cool, man. And so, do you want to continue traveling? That's what you want to do, huh?
Yeah. So like, I definitely want to set up like some home bases, right? So like, it'd be nice to have like, you know, maybe have some place where I can feel at home. You know, I go someplace for like 2, 3, 4 months out of the year, and I'm like, I'm home.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Chill out.
Yeah. And then after that, just travel around. Just travel around.
Yeah.
Not, you know, and maybe not like moving from one city to the next every 2 or 3 days, but just sticking in a place for like a month or two, getting to learn a new place, a new culture, a new language, and then moving on to the next place.
It's so exciting, isn't it, bro?
Oh yeah,
it's so rewarding. Like it's a reset button of life every time I move to a new place.
Oh, dude, it's just
I feel like a little kid again, you know?
Yeah. The world's just like there's so much to see about, you know, of the world, right? And just the way, at least your brain probably the same.
It's
like
similar,
I just need that stimulus, and all this new stuff, and it's just it just
exciting.
opens your mind, your perspective on life, and it's definitely real nice.
Bro. Well, that's great, bro. That's great. Well, I hope your business goes well, man. And so now this guy, he's a TikToker, he's a YouTuber, he's an Instagrammer. You have it all, bro. So I'll put all your links down in the description. Give him some love. Help my boy out. You're gonna start doing fitness content, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing fitness content.
Yeah.
Just really for people who are traveling, right? So that's mainly that's really what I'm trying to hit, right? So a lot of people, it's really hard to try to stay fit and get your nutrition dialed in when you're traveling around.
Yeah,
and I've struggled with that
how
for
have
years.
you done that actually? And because actually you told me, and I found that's awesome. You said that when you were on a camper van around, where was it?
In New Zealand. Yeah,
you told your friends, all I need is just to exercise one time a day, and that's it.
Oh, yeah. So that's one of the most important things, especially if you're traveling with a group. Like, you tell them, like, I've got a priority.
Yeah.
It's my fitness, right?
It's my fitness.
and then you're like, I just need this time of the day. You guys can do whatever you want, but this, like, 30 minutes to an hour, like,
let me have it.
That's my workout time. But besides that, dude, it's all good. And at least if you prioritize that,
No,
you're
I
golden.
agree. Yeah. I believe that, bro. Like, if my fitness is on path, everything is on path.
Yeah.
As soon as I drop a little bit of fitness off, man, I feel sluggish. I lose motivation. I get depressed, bro.
Oh, dude, because like our psyche is connected to our physical prowess, right? So like, you know, the mental and the physical are connected. So, I mean, if one starts failing, the other will as well. So it's good to keep those kind of, you know, both nice and healthy.
So we're gonna have a workout actually with some bands, bro. That was
absolutely.
Show me the bands and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. That's awesome, Bobo. I'm excited to see what you create, bro. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast, man.
No worries.
And one last thing, if there's someone out there, let's say that the coronavirus is over tomorrow, and maybe they're just graduating from high school or they're getting out of college, but they're not quite sure what they want to do, but they do want to go travel. Do you recommend traveling before you continue on with the career or maybe go to college?
Truthfully, traveling for me has absolutely changed my life. I mean, I was fortunate enough when I was younger to travel with my father through Europe to see family. But even then, like, just going to different countries on your own, not only like you're kind of delving away from expectations that you have at home, right?
Right.
So you have all these expectations of who you're supposed to be, and then when you travel abroad, those expectations kind of disappear, and then you start asking yourself questions like, who am I really? What do I really want to do? So it's also, it's not only about seeing new places and opening your mind to new cultures, but it's also really about self-inflection, right? So
right, that's beautiful.
absolutely, to all you guys who are thinking about traveling, go travel.
Yep.
You know, even if it's only 6 months, you're living somewhere, do it.
Even just to go to a different city, bro. Like, even that's what
absolutely.
I've told people. You know,
Absolutely.
like people in Colombia want to travel. It's like, even just go to Venezuela, go check something else out, dude. Like, it's just that experience of you being alone, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, and then knowing that at the end of the day, it's gonna be fine, bro. Like,
Yeah, and you've got to make yourself uncomfortable so that you get used to that, right? And then once you get used to that, it makes you a stronger person.
And then, anything is possible, bro.
Dude.
That's great. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching People That Travel. Look, if this podcast brought you any value, it touched you in some way, please just give me a like, give me some love, subscribe, and also comment down below what questions you want me to ask in the next interviews. What do you guys want to know about Vietnam? I'm going to be in Vietnam. Next spot, actually, I'm going to go to Phu Quoc. So it's an island, and there's quite a big expat community over there. A lot of people that teach English, they make money online. So I'm not sure who I'm going to meet, but as soon as I stumble around the right people, I'll make sure to do some interviews. Thank you so much for watching. And also just remember, all I want to do with this podcast is motivate you guys to take action and to travel. Until next time, Christian Rodriguez, bye.
You make me